What's up, dude? This is for Bearded Brewer. I'm into a double brew day here at the brewery, and got a lot going on, but I thought I'd take a minute and show you, run you through this setup, and I'll tell you the measurements probably at the end of the video, or put it in the description. But basically, here's the SABCO, and I think I've shown this a couple times before. Pretty much what we do, man. I figure out obviously got my grain bill set, and I get my numbers. I use anywhere from 1.3 to 1.5 quarts per pound, and I put my initial strike water in the hot liquor tank because it has the sight glass, obviously, and then I pump that volume over to the mash tun, and that's done. First, what we'll do is open this valve, which flows out of the hot liquor tank. It comes down to a T, and I backfill the mash tun from this valve, let it go back up in here just to prime the pipes and stuff. And then I turn the pump on, which right now I'm into my mash, so I don't know if you can see this display. Hit pump, and it'll pump. After I prime the pump, I'll close this valve and open this valve. So basically I've got water coming out of the hot liquor tank, which is closed right now, down to this T, goes over here through the heat exchanger or the rims tube, through the pump, back up through this line, and the recirculation is controlled by this valve. It goes back up and into the top of the mash tun here, and then we have a hose in here, as you can see, and it's wrapped around and recirculates and gets a nice whirlpool going. And the thermo well, actually there's a thermometer right here, a dial thermometer on the output of the mash tun where it flows down through there, and there's also the the temperature probe is on the back side of this. That's what I was trying to tell you. And when we were commenting back and forth, and that cable just runs all the way over to the board here, and this is the inside of it here. This is, I know what you want on the measurements for this rims tube. It doesn't look but about 1.5 inches maybe, but I'll measure it here in a little bit, and you can see that the heating element's there in the end, and everything's going through the pump there. I'm trying to go slow because I got to get busy here in a second, but I'm trying to show you everything without being too big of a hurry. So basically you got your line coming in, actually probably this line, I think it comes in here first. I hadn't even looked to see which side that comes in on. Let me look right quick. So yeah, it's the one on the top left. So it's coming in here and down into your pump, and this is just a drain valve back through the pump and through the rims tube, and then back through the rims tube, and that goes back up to your input or output over here, which goes back up to here. So yeah, at the end of the mash, right now I'm mashing in at 153, recirculating, with like 45 minutes in, like 15 minutes left. I'll change this temperature right here. I don't know if you can see that, to 169, 170. There's a flame right here on this, which I need to turn off. I'm heating up my sparge water, and I'm up to 180. By the time this mash is done, it'll be down to 170 thereabouts, where I need it. This also has a flame, and we use this to heat up the strike water. And I don't know if I mentioned that, but when I do pump my strike water over from the hot liquor tank to the mash tun, I recirculate the water until I get to my strike temps, which is usually 8 to 10 degrees over my mash temps. But yeah, when the 15 minutes left in the mash, I'll turn this burner on very lightly right here, and start inching my way up to 168, 169, 170, and I'll reset my target. Hit heat. This thing will tell me to use the burner until it gets to where it needs to be, and then it'll self-regulate. I have to actually turn the burner off myself, but then the rim tube kicks in, and it'll sit there and recirculate at 169, 170 for 15 minutes. Then I start my drain off, and when I do that, I've gotten my sparge water ready to like 170. I open this valve fully. I open this valve fully to get everything flowing well, because that's just the way this thing works the best. And then close it back to where it's just, you know, I can't open it right now, but just enough where you've got, well, we do a gallon every 4 minutes, something like that. It takes like 45 minutes to an hour to get 13 and a half gallons for a pre-boil. But anyway, open this, and then close this recirculation. And then I really slow this one down. So basically now I've got water coming out of here, going through the T, down through the pump and everything. The heat's off by then. And then coming back, and then I regulate my, again, I'm regulating my input into the mash tun with my sparge water with this right here. And usually that's a whole lot less than it is right now, because I don't, if I keep that up too much, you know, of course I'll get way too much water, and I try to keep it a couple inches, 3 inches above the grain bed as I'm doing my runnings. So, I hope that makes sense. I know it's a lot. If it doesn't make sense, let me know, and one day I'll come up here when I'm not brewing. I'll have more time and can sit and actually go through stuff if that didn't help. But when I get a minute here, I'll measure that rims tube. Like I say, it looks, I got a tape measure over there, but I don't want to try to fumble around with this stuff in the camera. And I guess you could just put T's and stuff on here where that's got that nice little welded 90 on both ends, but looks pretty simple. I mean, how they got it set up. But anyway, there you go. There's the controller. It's all touchpad and everything. Of course, there you can get by a lot cheaper than that. And hopefully that'll help you. And maybe some of you others that haven't never seen this. There you go. But I got to get busy. I got another batch to go after this one, so I got to get my grains going, and I got to get my hops weighed out and everything. So hoppy makes me happy, by the way. By the way, I don't think I ever showed this. We are in our brewery room now, and still got some storage stuff going on in here. But yeah, this is the future. Probably a 10-barrel system in here. Finally got all our electrical going, all our water going. Got the ozone machine in here that they usually use in the winery, so that's for our sanitation. Hot water, cold water, all our fermenters sitting over here, and I'm going to be using one of these nice stout conicals today because I'm doing a double batch. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling all our grains over there, hops and stuff in the fridge. So it's going to be a long brew day, but it'll be a fun brew day, and looking forward to it. So this is the 11th hour amber ale, by the way, 20 gallons. All right, man, hope that helps, and all the rest of you that's watching, I hope you enjoyed that really quick rundown of the SABCO system. And again, look down in the description, or I'll put it scrolling up through whatever of the actual measurements on the tube. So the rims tube is, I did measure it right quick, so I'll just put it here in the video. And I forgot what it wrote down. 15 inches long and 1.5 inches tubing. So there you go. Since you was asking about the Chill Wizzard, I thought I'd show you this too. I know I've shown this again too, but right quick before I get busy. Power for the March pump, and see the March pump. Got your oxygen input here into this T. There's an oxygen stone in there, a 2 micron. So basically out of the boil kettle into the March pump, it goes through the plate chiller, and out of the plate chiller, through the plate chiller, out of the plate chiller, through here is where your oxygen's input, and this dial thermometer is where you can see temperature and output here to the fermenter. And then your cold water comes in here through the plate chiller, and the cold water out is here. So there is the Chill Wizzard and how it works, and I know you were thinking about doing something on your own, so maybe that'll give you a little idea of somewhat of how this one's set up, so you can set up your own later.